In non-cash and non-operating expenses, add one more item. See, one we have added proposed dividend and provision for tax, and there I told you in both these things you will take the amount of current year, right? Add one more item, interim, I-N-T-E-R-I-M, interim dividend paid. Interim dividend paid. It is a non-operating expense. It is financial expense. So you have to add it. Interim dividend means between the year. Proposed dividend means final dividend at the end of the year. And interim means in between the year. So whatever dividend is paid in between the year is called interim dividend. That is a financial expense, non-operating expense, so we will add it. Is everyone clear with this? Okay. Now, only in proposed dividend and provision for tax we take current year's amount. Otherwise, everywhere else you have to take the difference amount. Got it, everyone? Look at page number 285, question number 15. Two sides. 1 3/4, 1 1/2 will also do in case if something is written. Okay, 1 1/2 to 2 pages are only required. So if 1 1/2 is there, then also it is sufficient. Sides. Look at question 15. 2 questions I'll explain you. Remaining 3 I'll be asking you. Understand it carefully. From the following transactions, calculate cash flows from operating activities. Profit before tax, mark it as O STPT, starting point. Okay, we will start our operating activities with profit before tax. If profit before tax or profit is not directly given, then we find closing balance of profit and loss account minus opening balance of profit and loss account. Understood this? Yes. Here profit is directly given. Income tax provision. Who is throwing this from the back side? Behind you, na? Get me the name, otherwise last 4 benches are gone. Who has thrown this? Okay, last 4 benches, wait after the class, I'll tell you the impositions. If someone has thrown from the back side, then you must be knowing the person's name, otherwise all the 4 benches are gone. No problem, but you all have the eyes in the class at least. Someone has thrown and all the people don't know. It's impossible. After that. Yes, be attended. We'll see it after the class. I don't want to waste time. Yes, once again be attended. Income tax provision, mark it as O plus. It is a non-cash expense. Okay, we discussed it yesterday. Proposed dividend, mark it as O plus. We'll add it because again it is a non-cash expense. Depreciation, mark it as O plus. We'll add it because it is a non-cash expense. Dividend received O minus, it is a non-operating income. Basically it is investments income. Interest received O minus, it's a non-operating income, so we will minus, it's again an investment income. Interest paid O plus, it's a non-operating expense, it's a financial expense. Goodwill underline written off O plus, it's a non-cash expense. Profit on sale of asset O minus, it's a non-operating income. One more questions, markings, and I'll explain you, then you'll be able to do it on your own. Okay? So make the formats. Keep silence. Name is not given. So limited statement showing cash flows from operating activities. Year is not given. So simply statement showing cash flows from operating activities. Particulars and 2 columns of amount. Yes, complete it fast. 30 seconds for the format, then I'll start solving. No more discussions about that. We can verify from CCTV also. So. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now be attentive. We have to start with profit before tax. Closing and opening is not given. Profit is directly given. So write down profit before tax 99,000. Understood this, everyone? In that we have to add non-cash expenses and non-operating expenses. Means all the items marked as O plus. Okay, we will add all the items which we have marked as O plus. In exams, you'll have to do these markings in advance first. So O plus means income tax provision 29,000, interest paid 28,000. Is everyone able to find it? All O plus items to be added. Who's talking in between? Goodwill written off 15,000. $20, $50, $70, $90, $1 lakh, $10, $28, $33. $1,33,000. No other item is marked as O plus, okay? $2,32,000.
Yes.
Okay, 99,000 plus 1,33,000, 2,32,000. Raise your hand who is writing up till here. Completed. Anyone else still writing up till here? Now we have to minus non-operating incomes. Okay, now we have to minus non-operating incomes. All the items marked as O minus. Dividend received 21,000. Profit on sale of asset 12,000. Only 3 items. 53,000. 1,79,000. Okay, 21 plus 20 plus 12, 53,000, and then 2,32,000 minus 53,000, 1,79,000. Now listen, everyone. As such, we call it as operating profit before changes in working capital. And then we take current assets and current liabilities. But do we have any current asset and current liability? No. And then at the end we minus tax paid. Do we have tax paid given in the question? No. So this itself is our final answer. Cash flows from operating activities. Okay. In the absence of other informations, this itself is cash flows from operating activities. Did everyone understand this? Anyone having any doubt in this? Now question 17 I'll explain you, and then 16 I'll be asking it to you. Okay? So look at question number 17 everyone. Page 286. From the following information, calculate cash flows from operating activities. Listen and understand the markings carefully. Next question onwards, I'll be asking it to you, so understand it properly. Profit and loss account, mark it as OSTPT. It will be starting point of operating activities. Now, you can see there are two columns, 31,317 and 31,316. 17 means closing and 16 means opening. So we start with closing balance of profit and loss account 60,000 minus opening balance of profit and loss account 25,000. Difference 35,000 will be the profit during the. In the previous question, profit was directly given, but here it is not given. We have to start with closing balance of P&L account minus opening balance of P&L. Did you understand this, everyone? General reserve, mark it as O plus. How much is closing balance? 45,000. How much is opening balance? 35. So how much is transferred during the year? 10,000. That is a non-cash expense. So O plus. Understood this? As I said, majority places you have to take the difference, except provision for tax and proposed dividend. Taxation provision. Now here you will not take the difference. What is current year's amount? 38,000. Mark it as O plus. What is last year's amount? 48,000. Mark it as O minus and then write END end. You will minus it as tax paid at the end of operating activities. Okay. I told you that in tax, that current year's tax you pay in the next year. Same way, last year's tax we would pay in the current year. So last year's tax 48,000 would be paid in the current year. That is tax paid. Understood this, everyone? So current year's amount 38,000 O plus non-cash expense. Last year's amount 48,000 is tax paid. We will minus it at the end. Depreciation fund O plus. How much is current year's amount? 42. Last year means during the year we have further provided depreciation of 10,000. That 10,000 will be considered. Goodwill. What is closing? 27. Opening means, can I say 11,000 is written off? From 38 it has come down to 27 means written off 10,000. That is a non-cash expense. O plus. Now debtors. On the left side of debtors, first mark it as CA, current asset. On the left side of debtors, mark it as CA, current asset. Now current assets and operating activities have inverse relation. Listen carefully. What is opening balance? 39,000. Closing? Is it increasing? 39 to 49. It is increasing. Inverse relation. So mark it as O minus. Raise your hand who did not understand. Debtors are current assets. Current assets have inverse relation. What is opening balance? 39. Closing? 49. 39 to 49 it is increasing. Inverse relation. So O minus. Raise your hand who did not understand this. Now, creditors on the left side mark it as CL, current liabilities. Current liabilities have direct relation. What is opening balance? 29. Closing? 39. It's increasing but direct relation. So mark it as O plus. Raise your hand who did not understand. Outstanding expense on the left side CL, current liability. Now, direct or inverse? Direct relation. Opening 17,000, closing 12. It's decreasing. Direct relations of O minus. Prepaid expense on the left side, CA, current asset. Current assets, inverse relation. Opening 10, closing 14. It's increasing. Inverse O minus. Market as O minus. Raise your hand who is not clear with the last 4 items. Now below that, profit on sale of asset O minus non-operating income. Loss on sale of furniture O plus non-operating expense. Income of rent O minus non-operating income. Incomes we have to minus and expenses we have to plus. Interest paid on debentures O plus non-operating expense. Dividend payment O plus non-operating expense. Any confusions with this? All are clear with it? Now listen carefully. The procedure is: first, closing minus opening P&L. First we will add O plus and minus O minus items except CA and CL. Therefore we have done the markings of CA and CL also. First we will add and minus O plus and O minus items other than CA and CL, and we will get profit before changes in working capital. Then we will take CA/CL items, and we will get after changes in working capital, and at the end we will minus tax paid. Once again, first we will add O plus and minus O minus, but other than CA and CL. What will we get? Operating profit before changes in working capital. Then you will take CA and CL items, and you'll get after changes in working capital, and finally you'll minus tax paid. Is everyone clear with this? Make the format. Now year is given, so statement showing cash flows from operating activities for the year ended 31/3/17. Yes, shall I start? Yes. Understand it probably because remaining 3, everything now I'll be asking you. From beginning to end you will be telling me how to solve it. Okay? So, closing balance of profit and loss account 60,000 less opening balance of profit and loss account 25,000. 35,000 is net profit. Did you all understand this? Now we have to add non-cash and non-operating expenses. Except CA and CL, all O plus items will be taken. Okay, so transfer to general reserve $45,000 minus 35,000, 10,000. As I said, everywhere we will take difference except provision for tax and proposed dividend. There we don't take the difference, there we take current year's amounts. Okay? Provision for tax. Here we don't take the difference, here we take current year's amount 38,000. Understood this everyone? Here we don't take the difference, here we take current year's amount 38,000. Depreciation 42,000 minus 32,000, 10,000. Goodwill written off 38,000 minus 27,000, 11,000. Next 4 are CACLs will not take. Now below the table. Is everyone clear up till here? Now below the table again O plus loss on sale of furniture 1,19,000.
Yes.
1,54,000. Clear with this everyone? 35 plus 1,19,000, 1,54,000. Raise your hand who is still writing up till here. Raise your hand who is still writing. So now we have to minus non-operating income. All the items marked as O minus except CA and CL. In the first table there is nothing. Below the table profit on sale of asset. $15,000. Someone is continuously talking in between. Not interested in studying? Income of rent 48,000. Only 2 items, so 63,000.
91,000.
And 154 minus 63 is 91,000. Okay, this we will call it as operating profit before changes in working capital. Okay, operating profit before changes in working capital. Now we will take CA and CL items. Who are still writing up till here? Raise your hand who is still writing up till here. Now listen carefully. First, we have to add O plus items in CA and CL. You'll find only one item is there, marked as O plus in CA and CL. Increase in creditors. Increase in creditors. 39,000 minus 29,000. Only one item, so directly in outer column 10,000. Understood this? 91 plus 10, 1,01,000. Less. Now in CA and CL, O minus items. So increase in debtors. 49,000 minus 39,000, 10,000. In our column, because here we have more items. Then decrease in outstanding expenses. $17,000 minus 12,000. 5,000. Increase in prepaid expenses. 14,000 minus 10,000. 4,000. So 19,000 is what we have to minus. So 82,000. This was before, now after. Operating profit after changes in working capital. Understood this? And after you take CA and CL items, lastly you have to minus tax paid. So let's tax paid. All of you see in provision of tax. Second column I made you write O minus and. All of you see in tax provision I made you write O minus and. That is 48,000.
Yes.
So tax paid is 48,000. 82 minus 48, 34,000 is cash flows from operating activities. Did everyone understand this question? Anyone having any doubt in it? So now I'll be asking you the remaining things you must be able to answer. Okay, these two questions cover all the points. Now it is just a practice. Anyone still solving it? Okay, so listen everyone, now question 16. Only whom I ask should answer, others will not speak in between. From the following information, calculate cash flows from operating activities. GT, profit and loss account.
OSTPT.
Mark it as OSTPT. Yash V, depreciation. O plus, and what about? Difference, 90 and 70 is difference, 20,000. Darshan, goodwill. O plus, and what amount? 15,000. 55 and 40,000 is difference, goodwill written off, 15,000. Valerie, stock.
O minus.
Yes, first of all, on the left side, mark it as CA, current asset. Current assets are inverse relation. 45 to 60,000, it is increasing, inverse relation, so O minus. Any confusions? Anand, debtors and O plus. Debtors on the left side CA, current assets are inverse relation. 90 to 50, it is decreasing, inverse, so O plus. Is everyone clear with this? Vrunda, creditors. CL, effect. O minus. Current liabilities are direct relation. 60 to 40, it is decreasing, so O minus. Rushil, bills payable.
Current liability. Cobra.
Yes, on the left side CL, 20 to 70, it is increasing, direct relation, so O plus. All are able to understand this? Then Swara, prepaid expense. Yes, on the left side CA, inverse relation, 15 and 10, it is decreasing, inverse relation, so O plus. Is everyone able to understand this? Krishna, dividend receipt. O minus non-operating income. Puja, interest paid. O plus non-operating expense. And Asta, rent receipt. O minus non-operating income. So everyone is able to understand how to do it?
Yes.
Make the formats. You will only be telling me now how to do everything. Name is again not given. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Atale. Silence everyone. Yes, now closing balance of profit and loss account 45,000 minus opening balance 30,000. So net profit is 15,000. Further mention, add non-cash and non-operating expenses. What amount?
20,000.
Yes, depreciation in bracket 90,000 minus 70,000, 20,000. Vrund, goodwill written off. What amount? 55 minus 40, 15,000. 55,000 minus 40,000, 15,000. No, current asset, current liabilities are not to be considered. From the above table, no, nothing will come. See below the table and tell me. Interest paid. Did you understand this? CA, CL item will not be taken into consideration. So directly below the table we have only one item, interest paid. 3,000, so 38,000. Total 53,000. Is everyone clear up there here? Saloni further.
Non-operating income.
Less non-operating incomes. Yes.
Dividend received.
Dividend received 2,000. Disha.
Rent received.
Rent received 10,000. Only two items are there marked as O minus. 12,000 if you minus then 41,000. There, what will we call 41,000 as?
Cash flows before changing.
Operating profits. Operating profits before changes in working capital. Okay, operating profits before changes in working capital. Is everyone clear up till here? Then Renuka?
Decrease in stock.
No, there is an increase in stock and we have to minus that. Stock we have marked as O minus. You have to add O plus marked items in CA and CL.
Decrease in debtors.
Decrease in debtors. Debtors we have marked as O plus. So decrease in debtors. What about?
240,000.
Yes, in bracket 90,000 minus 50,000, 40,000. Did you all understand this? The way?
Bills payable.
What will you say? Increase in bills payables. What amount?
50,000.
70,000 minus 20,000, 50,000. Then, Dimple,
Decrease in prepaid expenses.
decrease in prepaid expenses.
5,000.
15,000 minus 10,000, 5,000. So 95,000 we have to add. 41 plus 95, 136. 1,36,000. Did you understand this, everyone?
Yes.
Pooja, what will we call this? Nothing. Correct. Less. Now we have to minus 4 minus items in CA and CL. So, Darsh,
Increase in stock.
increase in stock. What amount?
60,000 minus 45,000.
60,000 minus 45,000, 15,000. Then Parik,
Decrease in creditors.
decrease in creditors.
60 minus 45. 20,000.
60,000 minus 40,000. 20,000. So 35,000. 136 minus 35, 1,01,000.
Yes.
Do we have tax paid in this question?
No.
So this itself is cash flows from operating activities. Otherwise, we would call it as operating profit after changes in working capital, and we would have subtracted the amount of tax paid. Did you understand this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Any confusions in this? Now, as I said, illustrations I'll have to do because the solution is similar, but questions look very weird, so you'll get frightened when you do it in homework. So look at page 265, illustration 7. Raise your hand who is still solving question 16. Page 265, illustration 7. Completed? Yes, we addendum. From the following information and balance sheet of 2 years of Nirav company, calculate cash flows from operating activities. Listen carefully now. Balance sheet is given to you. Equity and liabilities, shareholders' funds, share capital will have no impact on operating activities. Okay, no need to mark anything, but share capital would affect financing activity that I discussed in the beginning yesterday, which things will affect what activities. Profit and loss account marked as OSTPT. Non-current liabilities, debentures will not have any effect, but interest on debentures will have. Now understand this 12% rate of interest, can you find that? Now the question is, should we count on 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs or 1 lakh? No. Look at the information below the balance sheet. Underline new debentures are issued at the end of the year, circle end of the year. Understand the logic, then I'll give you a shortcut method. First of all, what is opening balance of debentures?
2 lakhs.
2 lakhs. Closing balance? 3 lakhs. Means 1 lakh of debentures are issued during the year. But that is given in the bottom, that is issued at the end of the year. Means 1 lakh of debentures we have issued on 31st March 2017, last day of the year. So do we have to pay any interest on that 1 lakh in this year?
No.
We have borrowed that money on the last day of the year. We don't have to pay any interest on 1 lakh. Means we have to pay interest on what amount?
2 lakh.
Only 2 lakhs. From the beginning of the year, debentures were 2 lakhs. At the end, they are 3 lakhs because 1 lakh we have issued at the last day of the year. Since we have issued it at the last day of the year, we are not supposed to pay any interest in this year. We'll start paying the interest from next year. So we have to count interest on 2 lakhs. Now you remember this shortcut. Whether debentures are issued or redeemed, if they say end of the year, then count on opening date. If they say beginning of the year, then count on closing date, reverse. If they say they are issued or redeemed, anything, at the end of the year, then you count interest on opening balance. And if they say they are issued or redeemed at the beginning of the year, then you count interest on closing balance, reverse, opposite. Remember this shortcut. End of the year count on opening, beginning of the year count on closing. Is everyone clear with this? Did you circle that end of the year? In bracket write, calculate interest on opening. Calculate interest on opening. Understood this? Everyone? So in 12% debentures, write down over there interest 2 lakhs into 12% O plus. Okay, it is a non-operating expense, financial expense basically. Any confusions? Now current liabilities, bank overdraft. Bank overdraft will not take it in this current liabilities. Bank overdraft is borrowing of money, so that will affect financial activity. It will have no effect on operating activities. Don't do any markings. Understood this? Trade payables on the left side marked as CL. Now current liabilities have direct relation. You can see 90 to 60 it is decreasing, so O minus. Short-term provisions, don't mark it as CL. Proposed dividend. Current year's amount, do you find 50,000? Mark it as O plus. I told you proposed dividend and provision for tax will take current year's amount. And will not take it with CA and CL. We'll take it as non-cash expense. Tax provision also 50,000, mark it as O plus. And 40,000 O minus end. O minus, and that too you'll minus at the end. Did you understand this? Now assets, non-current assets, fixed assets will have no effect. Yesterday I told you assets affect investing activities. Moreover, 4 lakhs to 8 lakhs is increasing. Yes, in case after 4 lakhs it was given 3,60,000, then we would have said 40,000 is depreciation. But it is not even decreasing, it is increasing. Intangible asset also from 320 it is 450 increasing. If it was 320 and 3 lakhs, then we would have said 20,000 is written off. But that is also not possible. So here tangible and intangible assets will have no effect. Understood this? Current assets on the left side market as CA. Now CA has inverse relation. 3 lakhs and 2 lakhs it's decreasing, so O plus. Below that, interim dividend paid 20,000 O plus. Did you understand this, everyone? Make the comments. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now be attentive. Closing balance of profit and loss account, write down 4,50,000 less opening balance of profit and loss account 3 lakh. So net profit 1,50,000. Further write add non-cash and non-operating expenses. It's a small question. Solution is small. Question looks long, but solution is very small here. We have to take O plus items except CA and CL. So interest on debentures, two lakhs into 12%, 24,000. Then proposed dividend 50,000. And provision for tax 50,000. And interim dividend paid 20,000. Did you all understand this? Other than CA and CL items, O plus we have to add. Any doubts in this? So 1,44,000. If you add that 2,94,000. Now there is nothing to minus. Have you marked anything O minus other than CA and CL?
No.
So this itself is before changes in working capital. Did you understand this? There is nothing to minus. So this 294 itself is operating profit before changes in working capital. Raise your hand who did not understand this. Okay, we don't have any O minus items. Non-operating incomes are not there. Now we have to take CA and CL. In CA and CL, where did we mark it as O plus? Current assets, decrease in current assets, 1 lakh, only one item, so directly in outer column. 3,94,000. And in CA and CL there is only one item marked as O minus, creditors, decrease in trade payables, $90,000 and $60,000 difference, 30,000, 3,64,000. What will we call this? After changes in working capital. Operating profit after changes in working capital. And lastly, we are to minus tax paid. Where from do you get tax paid in the question? Taxation provision. Last year's amount is always paid in the current year. What is last year's amount? 40,000. So 3,24,000 is cash flows from operating activities. Did everyone understand this? Anyone having any doubt in this? One more illustration. It will not take more than 5 minutes. Let us finish it so that tomorrow we wind up the syllabus of accounts. It is a small illustration. Illustration 10. Page 268. Answer is small. Majority items will have no effect. Page 268, illustration 10. You will not be able to do it homework, so I need to do it in the class. Who all are still solving illustration 7? Raise your hand. Others may go through the question by that time. Completed? Now listen everyone. If you remember, yesterday when I explained you operating activities, I took up an example on the right side. First I explained you direct method, where we would take inflows minus outflows. Then I explained you indirect method, where I said we'll start with profit and cancel the items which don't affect operating or which don't come in cash or go out in cash. Now here, whichever are the direct affecting items will not be taken into consideration because we have to follow indirect method. Okay, so direct affecting items of inflows and outflows will not be taken into consideration. Understood this?
Yes.
Look at it. Illustration 10. Revenue from sales will not be considered. As such, it is an operating inflow. But when we do it by direct method, in indirect method you don't have to consider this. Understood this? Other incomes, income of rent O minus. That is a non-operating income. So we'll consider. Profit on sale of asset O minus, non-operating income. Interest income O minus, non-operating income. Able to understand this? Then in expenses, purchase of goods, as such it is an operating outflow, but we will not consider. We consider it in which method? Direct method. So here no effect. Able to understand this? Changes in stock also comes in direct method. Here no effect. Employees benefit expense is an operating outflow, but in direct method. Here no effect. Depreciation is a non-cash expense. O plus. Patent amortized means written off. That is a non-cash expense. O plus. Loss on sale of asset is a non-operating expense. O plus. Manufacturing expense is an operating expense, so don't consider. We take it in direct method. Insurance is also an operating expense, so don't consider. No effect. Salary is also an operating expense, no effect. Administrative is also an operating expense, no effect. Sales is also an operating expense, no effect. Did you understand this? Profit before tax or STPT. Now, debtors, left side CA, inverse relation 78 and 98, it's increasing. O minus. Creditors CL, 68 and 80, it's increasing. O plus, direct relation. Bills payable CL, direct relation 75, 65, it's decreasing. O minus. Bills receivable CA, inverse relation. 10,000 and 8,000, it's decreasing, so O plus. Stock CA, inverse relation. 90 and 1,10,000, it's increasing, so O minus. Outstanding salary CL, direct relation. 18 and 15, it's decreasing, so O minus. Prepaid insurance CA, inverse relation. 9 and 7, it's decreasing, so O plus. Let us finish it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Silence now, everyone. Here, we don't have closing and opening. Directly, we have to start with profit before tax. Yes, silence everyone. 4,69,000 at non-cash and non-operating expenses. From that expenses, you'll get all of them. Same page. So depreciation 25,000. Patents written off. $18,000. Loss on sale of assets. 16,000. That's it. So 20, 30, 40, 45, 53, 59,000. Lot of noises coming in between. So 5,28,000. Now from that we have to minus non-operating incomes. Income of rent. Previous page you'll get that. Income of rent 60,000. Profit on sale of asset 40,000. Interest income 90,000. One lakh 90,000. Three lakh 38,000. That is operating profit before changes in working capital. Now from that second table you will take current assets and current liabilities. So we will add O plus items from that. Increase in creditors. 80 minus 68, 12,000. Whose mobile is it? Keep it off, everyone. Then decrease in bills receivable. See, we have already done the markings. $10,000 and 8,000, so 2,000. Mewadi and Divyaji, what is going on continuously? Then decrease in prepaid insurance. $9,000 minus 7,000, 2,000. Only 3 items are marked as O plus. So 16,000 we have to add. 3,54,000. From that now we will minus. Increase in debtors. Who is not interested, please get out. Both the rows, you please get out if you are not interested. Continuously you people are talking in between. 5 to 6 times I have told you people. Don't you understand this simple thing? Making everyone late because of you. One more time if I get in any noise, tomorrow I am not allowing people to attend my lectures. 5 to 6 times I have told you, still you are continuously talking in between. Non-stop something is going on. If you are intelligent enough to study on your own, please leave the class. No need to smile over there. Increase in debtors. $90 minus 78, 12,000. Then decrease in bills payable. $75,000 minus 65,000, 10,000. Then increase in stock. $1,10,000 minus 90,000, 20,000. Decrease in outstanding salary. $18,000 minus 15,000, 3,000.
45,000.
45,000 if you minus
3,09,000.
3,09,000. Now do you have tax paid given in the question? So this itself is cash flows from operating activities. So are you all confident with how to find operating activities? So lengthy questions will not come but covered in your syllabus, so we have to make it come for 4 marks only. Okay, your homeworks, note it down. Illustration. Five, 6, 8, 9. Okay, 5, 6, 8 and 9. Do it by tomorrow morning itself. 4 illustrations. They are small illustrations. Long wall I've done in the class itself. Tomorrow